You in here, Buddha or Boba or fuck? I'm sorry, I can't remember right now. Let me know when you're in here. We'll start it back up. I think I think what happened was I think my OBS fucked up. I don't think it was. All right, yeah. All right. What I was saying was
leaving.
fuck. Where was I? Oh yeah. Don't hide your feelings from yourself. Hide them from other people. You do pay you for real. Fuck off. Nuh-uh. They don't even know me. Fuck you, Buddha. Booba. Fuck. My bad. Anyway, let's start it back up. Don't hide your feelings from yourself. Hide them from other people if you have to, but don't hide them from yourself because it'll be bad in the long run. That's what I was going with all that.
I fell for her, and even before she admitted it, I knew she felt the same. But sometimes, you just meet the right people at the wrong time. I told her I was leaving.
Canada? Serious?
Yeah, I used to live there and applied to their architecture school in Toronto. I was accepted.
I'm I'm really happy for you, but that's so far. I assume you'll be moving back soon?
Yeah, I'm really sorry. We weren't officially together when we had that conversation. We discussed when I was leaving, and I only had about a month left. We hung out the next day. I know this might have been pretty stupid of me, but I decided to ask her to be my girlfriend. I did, however, contemplate about it. Would we just end it after the month's over? Long distance sounds pretty difficult, and I'd probably only visit like once a year. But I still did it, and she said yes. Speaking of bad timing, though I was leaving at the beginning of July, I was gonna visit Virginia again a month later in August. Why is this bad timing? Well, Erin had a Christian mission trip to Africa and wasn't coming back until after my visit to Virginia.
You failed!
Nevertheless, we tried to see each other as often as possible before Judgment Day. But the last day was obviously the hardest. We should webcam like every day.
I don't have a webcam.
I'll buy you one.
When? You still have to finish packing, and how are you gonna give it to me when you're leaving tomorrow morning?
I'll leave it in your mailbox when I visit in August.
Alright.
This is before you
My
can just
dad
order shit on Amazon
wants me
all
home.
the time.
Oh,
I guess I should go.
okay.
Look, I don't want to say goodbye, so I'll say see you later.
Visit me. Okay?
I knew I shouldn't have looked back, but I did. And it was an agonizing sight. I said to myself, don't go back to her. It'll just make it worse. Turn around and keep going. It's been 5 years and I haven't seen Erin since. In person anyway. Hey, stop crying. So back to Canada I went. We tried to maintain the relationship. We talked almost every day and webcammed as much as we could. School eventually started and I was a lowly freshman in a post-secondary environment. Let me tell you something, architecture's friggin' hard. I've never had so many all-nighters in my life. I was stressing pretty bad, and that's when things started changing between Erin and I. We started talking less because of my busy schedule. Arguments were becoming more consistent, and the impact of school didn't help with the way I handled conversations with her. And on the other hand, she wasn't being very understanding with what I was going through. All of that accumulated, and evidently, it was time to break it off. It hit her pretty hard, almost too hard, because we didn't talk for a while, and a couple of weeks later, a mutual friend of ours messaged me.
Yo, Erin kinda lost it.
What?
She lost her memory, dude. She barely even remembers you.
The fuck? What the hell happened? Erin had an accident. she fell down the stairs. And though she wasn't critically injured, it was enough to get temporary amnesia. Only a handful of memories got blanked out, and I just so happened to be in that bunch. No one likes to be forgotten, and if you watched enough dramas, you'd think I would have left it at that and said something like, "It's better off this way," while looking introspectively into the moonlight. No, I took the selfish route and called bullshit. I was like, this ain't no Korean drama. Girl, you think you was gonna forget me? Nuh-uh. So I talked to her. She didn't forget me entirely. She knew of my existence, but a lot of her past interactions were a blur in her memory. But as we caught up with each other's lives, her memory slowly faded back, along with the hostility and tension she felt towards me. The arguments started occurring again, though they were more passive-aggressive. Our conversations were unstable, and slowly, we just stopped talking. But despite everything that happened, I can't really conclude that Erin was a crazy bitch. Because years later, she decided to talk to me once again. By then, we've matured a bit more, and we're able to let go of any past grudges. You know when you go through experiences and think, this'll probably be something we'll think back on 5 years later and laugh at how stupid we were. Well, that's exactly what happened with Erin and I. Yep.
Sad, man. It happens. It happens. What? I don't remember if these are about the same person.
Who is your uncle, darling?
What is
Jeremy.
this?
Am I right?
There must be something I can work with. Come on, Garby, think.
I haven't seen Jeremy all day. Are you all right, Detective?
Horror game?
What on earth is happening?
Horror game.
What are you doing
Ooh.
sneaking around? I didn't mean to disturb your ritual.
Interesting. I have to check that out. These about the...
You take an interest in them.
Oh no, this is different people.
A lot of us have been there. You meet a stranger, you take an interest in
Yeah,
them,
sorry, I'm
and they
taking a
don't
little trip
reciprocate.
down memory
Their
lane.
eyes
We'll
are
watch
locked on
another
someone
Chance
else,
video after
and
this
that
one.
someone happens to be your friend. You don't want to ruin any friendships, so you back off. You then suppress your feelings and hope that one day you'll move on, or at least tolerate it just enough to no longer be a hindrance in your life. This is my story with Estelle. Technically, this would be more like 2.5, but the breakup happened post Erin Kim. Technically, it wasn't exactly a breakup. Technically, it wasn't even a relationship, but she's earned her spot. So, you guys remember my involvement with Jessica and how we met. I mentioned she was with her group of friends at that town fair. There were 4 of them to be exact. The tiny one was Estelle. In my endeavor to familiarize myself with Jessica, it meant getting to know her friends as well. During all that, I ended up getting along pretty well with Estelle. At the time, she was this tiny shrimp of a female, about 4'10". I used to be able to rest my chin on her head. She was adorable. Our first encounters were pretty awkward at first. While I was trying to break out of my shell, she remained in hers, the timid type. I spent a lot of my summer hanging out with Jessica and her friends, so I guess we all got pretty comfortable with each other. At the time, I never really considered Estelle taking an interest in me, because I always overheard her friends teasing her about some guy named Bradley. I assumed she had a crush on him. I was wrong. Well, partially. Summer ended, and my final year of high school.